And I remember getting invited to Uprising. It's our young adult ministry. And I said, let's go. He's like, no, I'm going to go out. You know, he went to church on Sundays, but he had fun with his friends on Fridays. So I said, well, I'm going to go. And there's this gentleman named Richard, and he's preaching this message.
There he is.
I have a word just for the women right now. He said, I want you to know that you are a woman of God, that you are worthy of real true love, and that you are worth the wait. And in that moment, I really felt like God said, break up with him. You're where you need to be. You're at
I'm
home
sure
now.
he did. That wasn't God, Jenna. That was hypergamy. Like I said at the top of this episode, guys, girls don't fuck the parishioners. Girls don't fuck the junior partners. Girls don't fuck the custodian. Oh, no. They want the pastor. They want the senior partner. They want the guy in charge. A woman's hard drive is always looking to upgrade to the highest value men available to her. Not the highest value men, the highest value men available to her. We got a lot of ain't shit bitches running around. They're not trying to slide into Chris Hemsworth's DMs because Chris Hemsworth is too high value for them, right? High value is a very relative term, and I'm actually using this as sort of a preamble because I know you motherfuckers are going to jump on me later, okay? But the guy she was fucking didn't have as much value as Pastor Rich. So she dropped him and set sights on the pastor. This is exactly where I tell my guys, the guys that I advise, the guys that I counsel, do not make a habit of taking your girl where you're not the highest value male in the room. Because eventually, she'll start putting herself in position to consolidate on said male. In other words, she'll try to fuck him behind your back. This is why men who are married to women who go to church almost always end up losing their wives and girlfriends to the pastors, the deacons, and any other male authority in the church. And it has nothing to do with God. It has everything to do with... Get my new ebook absolutely free. Just subscribe to my newsletter at donovansharpe.com/newsletter. The link is in the description. The hierarchy, the totem pole. Your wife or girlfriend eventually is going to become attracted to the higher value males because that's how they're designed. So in order to combat this particular ironclad doctrine, you take two very simple steps. Number one, make sure you are always raising your value. And number two, do not regularly take her to places where you're not at the top of the hierarchy. Sometimes this is impossible to do. You're going to have to be in positions for very short periods of time where you're not the highest value male in the room. Just understand that you're going to be some places where your woman, wife, girlfriend is going to be more attracted to another guy in that area. If you're a man that possesses red pill knowledge, red pill awareness, don't put you or her in that position. Okay? Guys love to say, well, I trust my girlfriend. Really? Would you trust her at the club? With the Magic Mike dancers? Well, yes, I would. No, the fuck you wouldn't. Well, Jenna's now ex-boyfriend, he made this mistake and didn't go to church with her. And all it took, gentlemen, was one time for her to jump off of his ship and onto Richard Delamore's ship, who, by the way, appears to be doing very well for himself. I went through his Instagram page, and his Instagram page is full of pictures of him traveling the world, eating exotic food, and having a good time, which also means he has what? Money, as most pastors do. You see, guys, most pastors have more financial means than their parishioners, which, of course, further cements him at the top of the food chain in a woman's mind.
And so I broke up with him, and I also said, God, I'm not going to date anyone for an entire year. I just want to get to know you. I want to build a relationship with you, and I don't want any
I'm not going to date anyone for an entire year. You don't want to know why she did that? You want to know why she's not dating anyone for an entire year? She's not dating anyone for an entire year to make sure that she makes herself available to Pastor Rich. Don't get it twisted, guys. She didn't do this out of moral fiber or moral compass. Oh, no. She did this to make sure that she was available for Pastor Richard. Trust me.
actions.
884 people watching. Let's get these numbers up.
And so over this year, I'm reading my Bible daily. And also over this year, the man that preached that message, I really started to like him.
Really started to like him. Do you see 927 people watching, actually? Looks like I'm a little bit behind. Do you see how slick she tried to be? She tried to make us think that she dumped her boyfriend because it was the right thing to do. Then she tells us the man preaching the message, I really started to like him. No, sweetheart. Like your little plan as an 18-year-old entering the porn industry, you knew what you wanted the minute you saw that Pastor Richard drove a Mercedes Benz. You knew what you were going to do the minute you scrolled through his Instagram post and determined that this was a man of means. She didn't accidentally end up in the porn industry any more than Richard just grew on her. Nope. She knew exactly what she was doing.
Meeting Richard was exciting.
Train your girlfriend to be the obedient, submissive woman she is meant to be with my 7-hour audio course, How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up. The link is in the description.
To me.
It was exciting to her because Richard is the alpha. He is the pastor of the church. Of course it's exciting. He's the highest value guy there. She's going to be excited.
The first time I met Brittany was actually at a coffee shop. I was getting my coffee because coffee is imperative.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me rewind that a little bit. What kind of shoes is he wearing there? You know what those look like? Hold up. Give me a second. Those look like the Yeezys. Gentlemen, Pastor Richard wears Yeezys. And why is that significant, Donovan? Well, I'll tell you why. You see the retail price for Yeezys? Look, his exact model. He is wearing, gentlemen, the highest bid is $6. This guy is wearing $1,000 shoes. Think Jenna Presley didn't notice that the first time she saw him. Think she didn't know. Listen, guys. And again, this is in a woman's hard drive because this is how they're designed to be. Women are biologically designed to pick up markers of means, markers of attraction. Think that Jenna Presley did not recognize that Richard De La Mora was wearing $900 Yeezys. Let's continue. Oh, wait a minute. There we are.
Is imperative for my life. Coffee.
Oh, what's that? That looks like a Mercedes Benz. Let's take a closer look. Yep, that's right, gentlemen. That is a Mercedes Benz. So right off the bat, we know that Pastor Richard De La Mora is doing very, very well for himself. He wears $900 shoes, and by the way, he owns 3 or 4 pairs of Yeezys because we actually see him in 3 or 4 pairs during this little piece here. And we now know that he drives a Mercedes Benz. All preachers, especially those in Southern California, they're all doing very, very well for themselves. Trust and believe.
Jesus is all you need. I knew of her. I seen her in church, but I didn't really know her.
Ah! That's bullshit. Hold on. Let's play that. Let's play that back. I'm going to play that back just real quick. I want you guys to just sort of pay attention to what he says here. Pay very close attention to his words. Here we go.
I knew of her. I seen her in church, but I didn't really know her.
Richard knew exactly who she was, gentlemen. He knew exactly who she was. Of course he did. He jerks off just like everybody else in his congregation. Now, here's where I'm really going to bake your noodle, guys. And I really need you to pay attention here, because this is how it works. Richard De La Mora knew who Jenna Presley was when she came into when he saw her in the congregation the first time. I greatly appreciate the super chats. I'm going to shout those out on the other side of the break. He knew exactly who she was. This is exactly why he had that message for her. You're worth waiting for. You are a woman of God. Gentlemen, make no mistake, that was directed at her. That was directed at Jenna. Pastor Rich was shooting a shot, guys. He knew she was a porn star, and he wanted a piece of what he'd been spanking the monkey to all these years. Don't get it twisted. He wants us to think that he knew of her because he'd seen her at church, but that ain't why. Yeah, he saw her at church, but that ain't why he knew of her. He knew of her because her videos are saved as some of his favorites. Trust and believe. Listen, he ain't fooling nobody with this. Oh, I didn't know who she was. I knew nothing about her. Oh, yes, the hell you did. Matter of fact, take your game with women to the next level with my video course, How to Master the Game. Over 25 hours of game knowledge. The link is in the description. You knew what every square inch of her body looked like on the outside and the inside. You fucking sly dog, you. Richard De La Mora is a slick motherfucker, isn't he? I didn't know who she was. You were a woman of God. Come on, Rich. Come on, bro.
I said, hey, excuse me, you're Richard. And he said, yeah. And I said, I just want to say thank you because of your message. I broke up with my boyfriend.
And that was the genesis of Operation Lock Down the Preacher Man. Guys, now she's shooting her shot. Now she's shooting. Why else would she tell him that his message caused her to break up with her boyfriend? It all fits, guys. Stay with me. Follow me here. This is how it worked. Okay? Jenna starts attending this church. Richard recognizes her as one of the chicks he spanks the monkey to and decides that he wants her. Now, he can't be obvious about it, so he had to be covert. So he hit her with the "you're worth waiting for" under the guise of it being a message to all of the ladies, knowing full well the message was for Jenna and Jenna alone. Then, of course, Jenna, being a woman, she recognized this immediately because every man she has ever met has hit on her in some way, shape, or form. She's seen it all, guys. So Jenna says, okay, shots fired. So Jenna goes home, checks him out on IG, sees that he travels the world, sees that he lives in a nice home, sees that he drives a Benz and wears $900 shoes, and decides, oh yeah, this is my guy right here. This is the guy who's going to rescue me from my bad decisions. So what does she do? She goes to church and says, hey, I broke up with my boyfriend because of your message, which is code for you shot your shot, Richard. Now I'm going to shoot mine. It's so obvious, guys. It is so plainly obvious. Over 1,000 people watching. And most people who watch this little clip, they don't even realize that this was all by design on both ends. They were both hitting on each other. Guys, he wanted her body. She wanted his resources. He made the first move. She made sure that he had money. She makes her move. And here we are. Guys, this wasn't a chance meeting or some sort of chance coincidence, guys. Trust and believe this was 100% a carefully choreographed mating dance they're trying to package as some random serendipitous union orchestrated by the Heavenly Father himself. Nah, man. They knew exactly what they were doing.